Hello and welcome to Fifth and Grace. Today we're going to have a little peeky peek at a certain community, and the question on the table, the really kind of what we want to get into is anything going to come from all of the information being shared? Is anything going to be done about it? And, the question that everybody wants to know is, will there be an arrest? I'm going to tell you right now, my feeling, my sense, my prediction, what comes in for me is that yes, but we will never know about it until after the fact. So if and when that arrest comes, or the charge comes, or the civil suit comes, then it's not going to be talked about by the person who's on the receiving end of it. Okay? I don't know any other subtle way to say that, but I'm sure you all know what I mean. If you don't know what I'm talking about, that's okay. You might not be part of all of this and be watching all of this. That's okay. That's okay. Just watch me pull cards, and I'll teach a bit on the cards as well. Just so that at least the people who don't know what's going on have a little bit of something to get out of this video. So we're looking at some financial hardships. We're looking at changes, financial changes, a moving of a house, physical changes. Maybe somebody is losing weight, gaining weight, working out, stopped working out, having health issues. There's changes. A lot of people, a lot of readers mistakenly see this card as a negative card. They would say it's financial hardship, but it's more about the biggest energy of this card is that there's changes, tangible changes to finances. Could be financial hardship, could be gain. It could be a physical move. It could be somebody suddenly taking care of their house. It could be somebody's house burning down. It could be somebody doing exercise. So there's a lot of physical stuff going on. Personally, I think it is about money. This card is the energy of this card coming in right now for this particular topic, for this reading, is about money. So there's some financial changes coming up, or kind of taking, we're right in the middle of it. So sometimes when we're right in the middle of something, we don't necessarily realize we're right in the middle of something until after the fact. And then we look back and go, oh my gosh, I just went through it, didn't I? So, and we might not even know, this could be something that isn't actually taking place right now, but is energetically taking place, where there's some things happening with money and stuff like that. Again, money, money, money. There's definitely, in the past, somebody has really hustled hard to get money. We all hustle, but somebody's hustling in a whole different way to get money. And this would be big, hundreds of thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars, not oh, I walked dogs for 3 days and made $100. It's this is a big deal. This is and it's there's a big, quick moving, hustling energy, constant grabbing at money, constant hustling. Interesting. There's going to be a lot of burdens coming up. There's going to be completion of things. People are going to stop doing things that they've been doing, probably because they got caught. If the question is somebody being arrested? Yeah, they'll stop all their nonsense when they get arrested, because they're being watched and monitored, and anything they do will just add to whatever the police have to say. So, and yes, somebody did say, I can't remember who it was, and even if I did, I wouldn't say their name. Somebody did say that they did speak to the police about some stuff that's going on, and that the police said there is a file and they are building a case. So there we go. But it feels like, something's coming to an end. Our wands are about our physical actions, our spirit, how we move, how we experience the world. So that something's coming to an end for somebody. Interesting that the other day when I did a reading live, And we got the Ten of Cups, and that's again another emotional journey. And I think it's the person that card is connected to and the person that this card is connected to, they are connected to each other, and things are coming to an end, and then everybody will be able to get on with their lives for sure. We always want to be looking perfect, physically perfect, to be looking to to be seen as someone who's good and perfect and admirable. And the relationships that they have and what people are seeing them doing has to be perfect as well to them in their mind, not necessarily to anybody else, but to them. It's sort of like everything's playing out perfectly. Here's the thing. Notice, this is actually, I love the visuals of this particular card because it really kind of explains a lot well. These ones are okay, but this one's been discarded because it doesn't appear to be as valuable. It doesn't seem to be as valuable anymore, even though they've put hard work into it. So we've seen that play out a few times where things are being built up and then suddenly discarded, and they're being told that they're no longer valuable. So that may lead to the rest of it. Interesting. So the concern is that everything appears to be perfect and fine, like that when you see a duck looking so serene, you know, going across the water, but underneath the water their little webbed feet are hustling like mad. So there's a lot going on in the background, but the perception that they want is to seem to be perfect, or perfect for the people who watch them. How about that? And there's also like blocks here, like these are obstacles. So the thing, you know, constantly trying to appear to be perfect online is that's a lot of work. That consumes your life. That consumes your day. Imagine having to like deal with all of this all day, every day, and be trying to look like the good person in all of it. And meanwhile you're exhausted from just trying to keep up this image. Yeah. Interesting. Definitely somebody wants to check out. This card is my, I got my dog, I got my stuff, I'm out. See you later, bye. Don't look back. Actually, I won't see you later because I'm not going to look back. Somebody asked a really interesting question, if there would be a faked incident to gain sympathy, and that could be pointing to that, because it's not like, it's looking like somebody's departed and won't look back. There's also a perseverance to this, that everybody's just, I think everybody's tired, everybody's just kind of exhausted from it all, but the people at the center of it, I don't think they know how to overcome it and come out the other side of it. So they may just appear to check out. That'll be worth watching. They're afraid of justice. They're afraid of, we've seen that. I want to look and see if there's a timing on this one. September, end of September towards the end of October. So we're looking at Libra season. That's what this card is. And we're definitely like, the truth is going to come out. It's all going to come out. It may start. There may be an arrest, there may be a blow up, or maybe a departure or checking out of the situation may take place starting towards the end of September. And then everybody's going to be able to just get on. And what this is, we're going to start to see the truth about who somebody really, really is. I think there's people out there who are very aware of the truth, and there's people who are not. And I think the people who are not, or haven't quite caught up with what's going on, they will, their eyes are going to be open. They're going to start to see it. They're going to definitely start to see it. So to the truth tellers, just keep going. Just keep persevering. Just keep putting the truth out there. And a new way of life may come from it for everyone involved. for everybody, for a variety of reasons. A variety of reasons. Isn't that interesting that yeah, but if we're just going to take this as like the most basic meaning of this card, this is about legal disputes, the law, life lessons. We're talking about consequences from our actions, having to be accountable. There's some retribution coming up. Somebody did ask about that the other day. Interesting. There's an obsession with being seen as like the leader, the top dog, the person who looks out upon, the world is my oyster, and look at as everything I can see is mine, and that kind of thing. And we are seeing that sort of energy of even something as simple as people being told who they can and can't listen to is coming through here. But there's definitely at least one person, probably more than one, who feels that they are the person to be listened to, and the person in authority, and the person who is the wisest of them all, and likes to give advice and make sure that people are behaving the way they're supposed to be behaving according to them. In order to maintain this and keep this going, somebody's going to have to get real creative, because people are getting sick of it, and people are seeing it, and people are waking up to it, and the shift is happening. So yeah. All right. The Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to look up timing of this one too, because I just sort of feel like, no, there's no timing. So a lot of this stuff there's a lot simmering right now, but then we'll maybe start to see something towards the end of September. But there's definitely, so if we're looking at, say, like a desire, a driving ambition, they want fortune, they want success, they want, luck, they want all the good stuff that comes from life. And karma, which is really interesting. I should do a talk on karma, because everybody's talking about karma, and that's not what karma is. The things that have unfolded, that's not karma. Other things that have unfolded, yes, but some of the things that, so I'm going to do a talk on karma and what it is and what it's not, and what we're seeing and what that actually is. So it's not karma, by the way. It's not karma. But there's definitely, they want the situation to evolve in their favor. They want all the opportunities, and they're really committed to this plan. Sorry, the bell is dancing again. They're very, very committed to this, which will be their downfall. Absolutely. And having no other options or avenues in life. If you're in a very sort of niche career and you lose your job, it's really hard to find another one in that industry or that career path or something like that, right? So when we're looking at somebody's downfall, and if they lose everything, will they be able to rebuild? I don't know, but definitely not in the way that they built things to this point. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And the biggest thing happening right now is all of the stuff that's going on behind the scenes. What just came, my guides just said to me, what's done in the dark will come to the light. So the biggest obstacle to this situation, to the people at the very center of this situation, is that everybody else is in the dark, sharing their information. They're sharing their secrets. They're sharing their stories. The conversations are coming out to the light. And it's really, the people who are trying to do something about this are very, very heart-led. The Hermit is very heart-led. And this card, I just happen to know because a lot of people pull it, is connected to August. I don't even have to look it up, because I've said it before on videos. If I'm like, say I'm in a bar and people are like, read for us, and like I'll charge like $10 a card and make a few $100 in an hour or two. if somebody pulls this card, I always ask what happened in August. And usually the room erupts, because that'll be the date that someone broke up, found out someone was cheating, had a baby, got married, something. Whatever it was, it happened in August. So people are always amazed at that card. Just a little magic there behind the scenes. But so this is connected to August. So let's keep an eye on things over the next month and see what happens, that the groundwork is being laid for this later on date, this end of September to the end of October date, that Libra season dates. Let's just see what happens. There you go. There you have it. Actually, you know what? I'm going to look up the Hermit card. And don't you know what's really interesting is this is card, yeah, 9, 10, and 11. That's interesting. So this is Virgo season. Oh, so you've got 2 zodiac seasons back to back. So Virgo season, so starting in towards the end of August and in right through to the end of October. This is a time to really be paying attention. That's where we might see some things happening. Lawyers, police, I don't know. I don't know, but it's really kind of looking like something is up. Don't you think? Don't forget to click the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to hit that magic number. And click the like button and leave a comment so I know you were here. I love our conversations in the comments. Thank you so much for joining me here today. And as ever, have a magical day.